for your experience. The exclusive Sirius Not Serious podcast.
I need all of them, Cliff.
Yeah,
Get
that's
all
same.
to me, for real. I steal too, so don't tell nobody.
I'm
But,
so done.
I steal from stores. I don't steal from people.
That's my phrase with
Wow.
these guguys. I'm done.
Wow.
They already got the miscellaneous, shit. Like Walmart already know we gonna steal some shit. Like,
shoot.
I'm in Chicago, bro. They shut down 3 Walmarts or something like that because of people stealing. Because of
Get
people
out of
stealing.
here.
Because of people stealing, they shut 2 or 3 Walmarts down completely.
From in their own communities.
In the hood. Yep.
I gotta understand.
Yeah.
Wait, how much stealing because Walmart is
Millions,
huge,
bro.
You gotta
millions. They stealing millions of dollars a year, cuz.
Oh yeah.
Millions.
Lately,
Yes. This was in the news, everything, bro. This was a big news for real.
It's just a bum rush now. That's what they do. They in crowds and what it herds or whatever the other word. They rush the store.
Yeah.
And they just grab and go.
Oh, damn. That's kind of a genius ideology.
You stupid. Like, there's a good idea. Like, all of us ain't gonna get caught. Like, I'm just gonna steal the shit at the front. Like,
man, that's some high school shit. That's that's some high school shit, really, for me, man.
Yeah, like all y'all going to the corner store at the same time.
Yeah, grab them, go get caught.
Y'all did that too? I'm just messing with y'all. Nah.
See, I was a good girl. I didn't do any of these things that y'all are talking about.
You was the lookout. That's what you was. You was the lookout. You like, I ain't stealing shit. Get me something, but I ain't.
my people, we were small town when Dillard's was popular. They going out of business, I think. But when Dillard's was a thing and Polo was a thing, at the end of the school year, they was like, hey man, all of us when we graduate, when the school year ends, what we're gonna all do is walk from the school to the mall, and the Polo section is by this entrance. And what you do is don't worry about the size of the pants or the shirt. We'll figure all of that out when we all meet. Just grab every polo you can. Yeah, every polo you can see. Just grab it all. And when we get like, oh, you 34? I got some 36s over here. Who the 36s? I need some 20s, 28s. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. See, they did tell me you was from Louisiana. Nah,
for sure.
You ain't saying it right. It's Louisiana.
You from NO or you from?
I'm from Ratchet City. Let's be straight, because I'm from Ratchet City. You know that place?
Nah.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh damn! I ain't know Shreveport was known as Ratchet City.
Oh yeah. That we coined it. We the one who invented it. A dude named Mendigo. A lot of people don't know that, but the word ratchet, it came out of Shreveport, and we call it Ratchet City. We don't say Shreveport City. Yeah.
Because I know they did stuff like that in the 9th Ward in NO. I ain't know they did that in Shreveport.
Probably where we got it from, because they little bad behavior just trickled on up north.
Oh shoot.
So Shreveport is north of New Orleans.
North, west, on the border of Arkansas and Texas. 20 minutes to the border of Texas, maybe 45 minutes to the border of Arkansas. We sit in that little pocket corner up there on I-20.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See, I learned something new about Shreveport. I thought it was nice and peaceful in Shreveport. I ain't know.
Go buy you a brand new car and drive it around for like 30 days and let me know if you need new shocks and all that. And then I want to hear you gonna tell me that's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Because you know the roads in those towns.
Yeah, I can't even have a good conversation on the phone with nobody when I'm driving in my city, because I'll be like, yeah, well, sweet, so like we're gonna have this podcast. I got a call coming in. Like, hey, Mark, God, what the
Yo, that sounds like the streets in Africa, bro. Damn.
This nigga ran over a lion.
Can I tell a story right quick
God.
About Shreveport?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
One day I got so frustrated, I went through the whole internet trying to get from like government to government. First, I started in the capital. Then the capital got me to the city. Then the city got me to like whoever the person was in charge of, like the roads, whatever. I don't know. And when I finally got there, I was trying my best not to like act a fool. And I was like, whatever you do, don't say like, yo, the black neighborhood is fucked up. Just try to call them and tell them. And so I call them. I say, yeah, excuse me. And she's like, is it the people that fix the road? She's like, yeah, how can I help you? I say, yeah. And I pause in my brain. I said, please say it right. I say, there's an area, there's a street in the impoverished community area that the road is really messed up. When will somebody fix it? And she said, well, what street? I'm like, what street? I'm
You
thinking
mean
like
what
all
streets?
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like all of them. Like, come do your job. Oh, you don't drive over here. I get it. All right, all right, all right.
That part.
She said you can cancel me out with the impoverished part.
Mm. Mm.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
but the good thing is, if the streets are that bad, cops can't catch you. Nah.
Oh, you stupid. You stupid.
Oh man, they don't even try to catch you in Shreveport. You go to Bossier City, it's a different thing. But in Shreveport, they just wait till you commit the crime, do something stupid to get caught. They don't do all that. They show up after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah,
And like, yeah, they shooting over here. Is somebody dead? No, we'll call us back when they is.
All right. They're like crime customer service reps. Nah.
These guys.
for real.
Hey,
Fucked up.
Lord, they shooting over here. I'm like,
It's
oh
fucked
my
up.
God. Yeah. But so now, LeBaron, you said you said you did what, 9 interviews yesterday?
Wait a
Today.
minute. He didn't finish the He didn't
Oh, I thought we
finish.
moved on from that.
We was on the foundation, and then the foundation was the income protection. Then we had the retirement in the college, and then let's
Okay.
go.
Well, I was starting the retirement in college, but I said debt. You wrote down the debt part, right?
Yes, guys.
Okay. So next we got to focus on retirement because, like I said, there's a lot of people who are gonna work to the day they drop dead, and I don't think that makes sense. If you have proper knowledge about planning for retirement, you can actually have a retirement where you can stop working, travel, volunteer, spend your time, and not have to worry about paying bills. The challenge is most people, when they go on those jobs and they get them 401ks, nobody's teaching them how to work their 401ks. Nobody's giving you guidance about, well, let me tell you about this investment. Let me tell you the difference between this bond, this stock. They're not getting that kind of education.
Yeah.
They got to figure it out for themselves. And they give them a thick booklet, say, here's your 401k packet, figure it out. So, and same thing with college education. You know, a lot of people have a lot of different perspectives on college education. I have 4 children. I told my children, you don't have to go to college if you don't want to. The oldest one said she wanted to, so she went. The other 3 said, no, I'm not doing that. So it's whatever your perspective on college is. Some people say, I got to have my kids go to college. If you do, then you got to plan. Don't plan to get a loan if you can help it.
Yeah.
Plan early enough where they can get it paid for and be debt free,
Yeah.
if you can help it.
Right.
So we help them design those different strategies. And then we also got to talk about having some fun, because you just can't say all my money's going to this and you don't have a little bit of fun. You gotta put fun into the budget, going on trips, eating out, doing the things that you like to do, movies, concerts. Put that in the budget so you can have fun. Just don't overdo it, and have a set budget where that's it. And once you hit that mark, it's a wrap. Don't go beyond it until next month.
Right.
It's about discipline. So we help them through that financial house develop the disciplines so they can actually become good stewards of their finances. So that's the bottom line of the financial services industry.
Nice. And that's from the aspect of you sitting down and speaking with a client. Now, when you bring in a new recruit on in order to work with you, like, is it any type of difference that you kind of look for? Like, do you look for them to already have experience? Like, would you you probably want to, well, I'm going to let you answer. Would you prefer to have a new recruit that has never been in the financial services industry, never been in sales or anything like that? Or for them to have like a little bit of experience, or experience and then they off to the races type thing? Like, which one have you seen over the years has been more beneficial for your team and for your way of teaching and approaching it?
To be honest,
yeah,
it's both. And let me tell you why. There's some people who have experience, but they're not arrogant and they're willing to be coached. They can take off. There's new people that they're not afraid to do what I ask them to do, and they take off. But then there's also people on the flip side. where there's people that come in with experience in the industry, and they like, well, I don't need your help. I can do this, blah, 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 blah. And they're not willing to follow the system for this particular agency that we're part of.
Mhm.
They try to use the old stuff from their old firm that doesn't work in this firm. So
Mhm.
when they find out it doesn't work, they get frustrated and then they leave the agency. And then same thing with people who don't have experience. You want to get them moving, but if they're unwilling or unmotivated individually within themselves to do what you're asking, then I can't push a rope.
That's right.
Yeah.
So figure life out if you're not trying to follow the system. So that's why I say it's both. I've seen it on both sides where you can be successful or you cannot. It all depends. I mean, I've been doing this for 22 years, so I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but my objective when I bring on somebody new is to show them success. And I want you to win. Like I don't want you to be a part of my agency and not have success. That doesn't reflect well on me as a leader. So I'm going to make sure I give you what you need. You just got to be willing to receive it. It's like that old saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got a whole ocean full of knowledge and wealth that's sitting and you don't want to at least take a sip, then what am I supposed to do? You're gonna have to be parched, my G. And
Yeah.
I gotta find somebody that's thirsty enough to take a sip.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So that's the only difference in that ideology when it comes to recruits.
Yeah.
And new agents. I can't help you if you're not willing to help yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's
Did that
the
answer your
yeah, that definitely answer my question and everything. So when a question that I was thinking of as far as when it comes to clients and everything, like what's a difficulty that you have consistently seen and experienced, and that kind of get under your skin when you're dealing with clients and trying to break the information down to them?
Well, I would say earlier in my career, I had those challenges. Not so much now. But earlier in my career, it was basically the thing that used to really make me so like intrigued was how people would say, oh, when I die, I ain't worry about these kids. When I die, I ain't worry about them. I ain't worry about them. I'm dead. I don't need no life insurance. Forget them. I'm dead.
People actually say that.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
People say
on your own.
That's
like,
so
I'm
cold.
That's fucked up.
For
I'm
real.
dead. Why am I worried about them? I'm dead. Oh, and the
every man
craziest
for
thing,
themselves.
I hope my mama don't say that about me.
But yo, it was the funniest thing where it would a lot of times it would be men that would be saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the dudes, like I would say, look,
he
you
might
need
be right.
$1 million life insurance, right? And
hell yeah, my dad just passed a year ago. He might be telling the truth on that one, but that's just a side note.
Bruh. So a lot of like some of these guys would be like, yo, I ain't trying to leave all this money for the next nigga. I'm like, word.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like that.
If you're
So
watching this,
you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. No, my bad. No interruption.
Nah, but it's like you got 3 kids and you worrying about some other dude coming to deal with your girl. But what about your family? If you don't leave her with anything, well, what is she gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
She may have to have somebody else come in to help because you didn't do anything for her.
Yeah. Set her up.
You left nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm like, it's crazy.
Was alone.
That's cold, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh,
boy, you
But
getting like
so many. So
he said it's resonating.
So many times, man.
Wow.
When somebody tells me I don't need life insurance,
yeah,
I usually ask, so you're God, you're never gonna die? They're like, well, I'm young, I ain't planning on dying. Who freaking plans on dying?
the person that died last night.
It's like You say I ain't planning on
He
dying.
said that person.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
come on, man.
man, look, the easiest way to die, and you don't plan on it, is I go in this refrigerator and I get that 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg wine, and I get behind this 18 wheeler, and I go like 100 miles. I'm sure to be bound to kill somebody that didn't
Man.
expect for them to be out of here.
Yeah.
And we just gonna go past this because you didn't even word that right.
That's cool.
We're gonna leave that alone.
Hey,
That's cool.
this was just a hypothetical, people. Just a
We just
Yeah,
gonna leave it
no,
alone.
yeah,
Right. It
no,
was just a
yeah,
hypothetical.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
It's like
it's not
on
there.
TikTok, dumb
I don't do
ways
that.
to
It's not
die.
there.
I have never
Yeah,
done that
dumb ways
before.
to
Does
die.
not have it in the refrigerator. It
Yeah,
was just a hypothetical.
Oh my goodness.
facts.
So,
I'm
but
just
that's
saying.
the thing that incensed me so much. It's like, how do you claim you're not planning on dying, and then how you saying, oh, I don't need life insurance, and I'm not trying to leave nothing for the next dude to come in. It's like these ideologies are so asinine. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We
Another
gotta
favorite
think
word.
on
Real.
a higher level than that. What
Yeah.
happened to legacies? What happened to multi-generational wealth? What happened to people? If you subscribe to any religious ideology, it talks about leaving something.
Listen, everything
You
is
know?
momentary and instant. That's it. You have to have instant gratification and you have to hold something to hold you in that moment. That's it.
I know
That's it.
somebody in my family gonna listen to this podcast in the future. So let me start out with say I do love my father. I have always loved my father, but he reversed that shit in one generation. Continue, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame. It really is.
Yeah. That's crazy. Mom talking about I ain't planning to die right now.
It's the most insane thing.
And neither was the person that got shot last night either. But
Exactly.
you don't got to watch on that,
You never
but
know.
And
but
I got so many stories. I'm not gonna tell you right now, but I got
yeah.
so many stories of people who I had conversations with, and they didn't want to get the coverage, and then like a year or two later, they died, and it was like it left their family devastated.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, I got stories of people who actually listened, and it was the best thing that could have happened to their survivors.
Yeah.
So
So
speaking of, oh, go ahead.
no,
Go
I was
ahead.
just saying I know I'm a little late coming in here, so I probably formulated a question in my brain. So like even when people get life insurance, they can borrow against it. Did y'all cover something like that of that nature? Question was.
So we didn't, but I can address that if you all want me to. So
Yes, please.
there's different types of life insurance. There's term insurance, which doesn't have the ability to borrow, and then there's cash value, which is things like whole life and index universal life, where they build up cash over time. So those types of policies, you do have the ability to borrow against the policy and pull monies out in an emergency or situations where, like even for business, like I have a business client that they're utilizing that strategy so they can expand their business and open up additional locations without having to go and hit their credit and beg a bank or a credit union for money. They're
Okay.
just accumulating it in their policy when now they can just extract it, use it to build their business, pay it back, do it again. And they can now create multiple locations without ever having to worry about, oh man, I need to put this application in and go beg a bank for some money.
Okay. Good question, I guess. Thanks for answering it though.
No doubt. That was a damn good question, bro.
Yeah, and that's how they
And
become their own bank. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Infinite banking concept. That's that ideology. That's the ideology. You use your instruments, your financial instruments to your advantage. And that's one of those instruments that you can use to your advantage. In addition to, if you have stocks, mutual funds, you can use all of these different instruments to your advantage. You just got to know how to use them in their most effective manner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's where people like me come in to
That's what
help.
I was gonna say. That's where you come in at. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, how does illness affect? Like, I know with some insurance policies, there are health restrictions and stuff. So let's say that you already have it, and throughout your time, you end up developing something that was on
Mhm.
this.
What
Where does
happens?
that leave you? Yeah.
You still get the coverage. Let me tell you why. there's something in insurance policies called a contestability period. So that's the first 2 years. After the first 2 years, even if you commit suicide, they still got to pay that thing out.
Nice.
So
not
it,
I'm
it,
gonna
it,
do it.
nah.
I'm gonna stop.
Yo,
So,
Okay.
but now
2 years and 1 day, it's
within them
over.
2 years, like
oh,
2 years and 1 millisecond, you get it.
Yeah.
So,
your people good. Yeah.
but within them 2 years, if you die, they're gonna do an investigation, and if they find out that you was already sick or you lied on that policy, then your family gets none of that money. They just get the premiums returned.
Yeah, but what if
Okay.
they didn't know they was sick though? Because you're
Then
not
it doesn't
allowed
matter.
to defend yourself. Or it don't
Yeah.
matter. Okay.
See, as long as it wasn't an official diagnosis that was in your medical record,
Yeah.
it doesn't exist.
Okay.
right. Okay.
So the research that they doing, they actually going into your medical records, and then if you signed it in 2021 and you die in right before 2023 or whatever, before it hit the 2 years,
Right.
and it was in your medical records, then they see that you lied, then it ain't gonna be covered. But
It's a wrap.
if you had it all that time and you never knew and
you
you
never
never went to
knew,
the doctor,
they
then
pay
it
it
ain't
out.
no paper trail.
There's no paper trail. So
Yeah.
they pay that money to your
So
family.
you were telling the truth because you didn't
Yeah,
know.
because see,
Okay.
when you fill out applications, they're representations. There is information to the best of your knowledge at the time. If you didn't know you were sick, then you can't magically give yourself a diagnosis and say, oh yeah, well, I think I have type 2 diabetes. I've never been to a
Yeah.
doctor before, but I
Yeah.
think I got it.
Yeah.
Let me put it on here. Like, no, who does
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Come on,
Right.
man.
Not an idiot, but an imbecile.
Right. Come on, man. Nobody does that.
No,
So
yeah.
you can't magically tell that you're sick. You need a
Yeah.
doctor's diagnosis.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But if
so,
you know that, but if you know that information, you got to make sure that you tell them that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question again. So I'm probably a little late, but the
You
older
right on
you
time.
it's cool. The older you get, is it more difficult to get life insurance? Because like I guess the older in age you go, the more your health deteriorates. Yeah.
You closer
Well,
to death.
it's not difficult. It's just way more expensive.
Oh, because they know you're on your way out.
Right. So
Okay.
because there are policies that exist that are guaranteed issue. That
Mhm.
means even if you got HIV, AIDS, cancer, stage 4, whatever, you can still
Dang.
get a policy. Now there's a caveat. If you die within them first 2 years with a guaranteed issue, you just get the premiums back. But if you die 2 years and a millisecond after, they pay the whole thing.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
So
I had another thought, but I don't know if
I
should
messed
say
it
that.
up. My bad. Nah.
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Hey.
In 2023, I don't think the insurance company is gonna do real well with AIDS patients because they got these meds now, and them motherfuckers live a long time now.
Hey, the insurance company don't care as long
Thank
as you pay
God.
that premium.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I mainly hear Mug say like HIV. Like I can't recall necessarily me hearing somebody saying straight up like I have AIDS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a long time.
I
My
hear I
godmother
get
died from
HIV.
AIDS.
Right.
Die from AIDS, but I'm saying
my
you don't hear too many people walking around saying I have AIDS. Like majority of the time,
True.
it's like I'm HIV
Right.
positive,
HIV
or
positive. Right.
and then they
Yeah.
say this non-detectable and all this. Like I'm like,
Yeah. That's what I'm
like,
going with. It, 'cause-
non-detectable in my ass, motherfucker. Like you got it, goddamn it. Shit, I don't give a fuck with the shit hiding. Shit, yeah, my AIDS,
Hey, man.
my AIDS ain't flared up today. Like
Yes.
what the fuck? Like,
I don't care if Magic Johnson walk in here tomorrow. Magic Johnson. I don't want to shake his hand.
Wow.
you gonna get AIDS through his hand,
Yeah,
motherfucker?
y'all gonna have to edit that.
For real.
I know.
You might get canceled.
For real.
like the baby.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I forgot this is 2023. I need to really learn how to tone it down. Thank
Man,
you.
please. Not on
you.
the serious, not serious.
Yeah, I
We
just said
going
I
for the
wanna shake
gusto
his
around here,
hand.
kid. For
I
real.
ain't saying I want to shake his hand, man. I mean, but no, I get it though. Back to the insurance though, man. All right, okay.
Yeah, Man.
So yeah, I mean, there's a, it's like I said, it gets more expensive for you to let's say you're 60 years old and you want to get like $25,000 of guaranteed issue life insurance with no medical check. You looking at $400 or $500 a month.
Okay.
So if you on
60
Social
years
Security,
old, 60 years old, and 25,000.
25,000,
Woo-wee, and you paying $400-500 a month, and then
500.
your disability or Social Security giving you them $1,100.
Let me tell you something, bro. When I have clients like that, I always ask them, how many kids you got? Oh, I got 3. You got 3 kids? Okay. Your premium is $400. Split this premium amongst these 4 kids. Make sure they pay this for you.
$100 a piece, yeah.
So you don't have to hit your Social Security, your pension, whatever you got. Let your kids pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that'll say them
You
when
ain't
you
getting the
do
money
when you
anyway.
do pass away, they'll have
Right,
the,
and
they'll
then it
have the
comes
money
back
anyway.
to them as the beneficiary. Exactly.
And is that tax free, sir?
Of course it is.
Okay.
Have you ever had clients that really wasn't into getting insurance for them or their family, and then but they have money, and then they just finally came to you and said you know what, can I just pay the whole policy up front?
I haven't gotten that yet, but please call that into existence.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah,
because I do have some on the horizon.
Okay, so that being said, that means you can pay the whole policy up front.
Oh, hell yeah. I would love for somebody to do that. And there's strategies that you can use depending on how we talked about premium financing. Now, this is a concept that a lot of people are unfamiliar with. If you have the right net worth, because typically this is reserved for people who have a high net worth, they $1 million or more, or their income is 250, 300,000. The insurance companies will allow them to take a loan for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 and drop that money as the single premium for the life insurance policy.
Okay.
So now the reason it's designed for those high net worth people is because they're not stressing about the money. It's a strategy to grow that cash value in that policy. But they can now leverage those funds that grow in that cash value to expand their business and do other things. But for me as an agent, if somebody wrote a $400,000 single premium, bro, I'm making like $300,000 in commission off that one sale.
Okay, so we are definitely speaking into existence.
For real, you see his face? He ready for it. He is ready.
You can call that into existence for a brother. I'd appreciate that. I'll break you off a little something.
Okay. Hey, I rev naked. I rev naked every day. I am successful. And I am signing a $400,000 policy.
You began your manifestation on the second episode of the exclusive Sirius Not Serious podcast.
The exclusive
no doubt.
Podcast.
No doubt.
Hey, now, damn, I almost forgot my question because Reverend Ike was just hitting hard with me, man. Does the economy play a role in the insurance policy flaking out or collapsing or
not at all
damaging it? It's stable as
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna interrupt you.
People die every day, and that's not changing.
Man, people die every day in the hood.
But check it though. A lot of people think that the economy affects insurance companies. It actually doesn't. These insurance companies have more money than the federal government. So when the economy is going crazy, the stock market is going up and down, and it's going buck wild. Insurance companies not stressing because they have reserves of pure money that is literally 3, 4, 5 times the amount of premiums that they're receiving. So they don't stress when the stock market, like in 2008 and 2001, they wasn't stressed. It was everybody else because they was still making money. And when the economy is bad, where do people go for sanctuary? I know insurance companies not gonna go under. Let me put money in insurance policies. So when the economy sucks, insurance is great. COVID was great for insurance.
I can imagine that.
Yep. He co-signed it with that smile.
I bet it was booming for real.
Yes, indeed. Especially when people are scared of death, of a global pandemic.
Yeah.
They're more aware of their mortality.
Yeah.
They like, I need to get some life insurance. I probably need to get some life insurance.
Yeah, for
I
real.
need
I touched
time.
that doorknob, so I probably didn't caught it. Like, well, just
Exactly.
paranoid. Yeah.
And it was so much fear mongering from the news and every source. It was like,
Everywhere
I
you
probably need to get
turn.
me a policy.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I didn't cough 2 times a day, so I better get a policy.
Let me take a COVID test and get a life insurance policy.
And like you're taking a rectal.
Okay. When it first happened, I was in Walmart, and the first dude, he said, "Oh yeah, I was tested positive." I was like,
Oh shoot.
You start holding your breath.
And then he was telling people how to come. He said, look at him. He don't even want to be by me anymore. Hell no, because I ain't got no motherfucking insurance. I just got the VA.
Oh my goodness gracious. Lord, they gonna be married. You gonna be buried in a wooden box.
No,
Like
my mom had 2 policies on me since I was a baby, so she was covering me before I even know I had to cover myself. It's dope.
Right. And you know, one thing about our parents and our grandparents, they got policies on us.
yeah.
But the challenge is that once you start having kids and you start having a family and you get married and you get a house, them little $5,000-$10,000 policies ain't gonna do jack squat. It won't even bury you. That's why you got to have insurance yourself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my mom cashed out one of them. She's like, I need you to come over here and sign this for me. I'm like, sign what? She's like, you already got this policy, but I want to close this one out. I need the extra money. I'm like, I give you some of it. I'm like,
bet.
all right. I mean, it ain't a lot for me, but I mean, it's,
right.
Come on with it. You doing this with a signature?
Yeah.
I mean, so you can't depend on them little tiny policies that your mom and them got and grandmama and them got when you was a baby. That ain't gonna do nothing for your legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, can you put an insurance policy in a trust?
Of course. It's highly recommended you do so.
Sweet.
So you'll put the insurance policy on yourself and then put the insurance policy in the trust?
Right. And make the trust the beneficiary
of the policy. Awesome.
So the beneficiary gets the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And
whoever's
the custodian of the trust now can manage these monies.
Yeah.
You know, there's a philosophy that a lot of people are not aware of. Mm-hmm. If you understand these super mega rich families like the Rockefellers and the Kennedys and all these people, they did exactly that. They got multi-million-dollar life insurance policies. They got a family trust, and they got policies on every member of the family, multi-million dollars. Mm-hmm. But the trust has always been the beneficiary. So whoever dies, the money goes to the trust, and the custodianship of the trust just goes from person to person to person.
Now, can they have multiple custodians of the trust? Like me and all of my brothers can go to the trust and get money out the trust.
That might cause too many issues.
Yeah, well, see, my understanding of a trust is they put the stipulations on it, so like certain problems like that won't occur. So they work this thing out with attorneys. So like this person here, or they say this person has to graduate in order to be the custodian with a such and such, and they put a lot of stipulations to protect it while they dead and gone.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's why you talk to attorneys to really iron out all of those details. Mm-hmm. But you know, the core premise is you can create multi-generational wealth with life insurance. And when the next generation comes, you teach them to do the exact same thing. You take the proceeds, because remember, if you have monies that's in a trust, the money's not just sitting there. That money's generating new money. Because you're not just going to have it sit in an account that doesn't draw interest. So when that money gets actually generated from the death of someone, it's going to go into an account that's going to be interest bearing. The interest that comes off of that account can now be utilized for the survival of the family. Like, think about it, if $100 million is sitting in an account and it generates $10 million, 10% interest a year, $100 million, that's $10 million.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard of the daily action account?
No. Break that down.
It's an account. Most of the time it's in credit union. I'm pretty sure the millionaires got this. Bank, you call them, they don't act like they don't know. but it's anywhere from 0.8 to 1% daily compound interest, and you have to have a certain amount of money to open it up. You won't even know it exists. So I'm pretty sure millionaires got it. It's called a daily action. Daily
I
action
heard of
account.
it. I heard of something like that
Right.
before. I didn't really get the whole breakdown of it, but I definitely heard of something like that before.
Right.
But
And there's so many different accounts that you can put your monies into that can really exponentially grow that asset into something outrageous.
yeah, now if I'm hearing you correctly, you said interest bearing. So it's a interest bearing trust account.
Yeah, well, it's an interest bearing account that you also place in the trust. Like you can put a stock or a mutual fund or a bond or something like that, something that's going to give higher interest rates. You can place those also into the trust. When the money comes, the proceeds from the death benefit actually gets generated, they can be placed into that interest bearing account that's
In the
also in that
trust.
trust.
Okay. So it ain't just going in the trust and just sitting in the trust on its own
Right.
accord. It's actually
It's
being
growing.
invested
Right.
into the account that's in the trust.
Right. And then
Gotcha.
even real estate can be put into trust. Like
Of
all these
course.
different things
I
can
know
be
about that
placed
part.
into
Yeah.
trust
Yeah.
where it's income producing or interest producing.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
So
And
so
this,
you just gotta,
they don't teach
that's
us that.
where having somebody who is experienced in the financial world can really give you some guidance, and really when you talk to your attorney, you can set these things up in the trust that the attorney sets up, so you can now maximize your multi-generational wealth strategies. So but experience counts, man.
And that's why you need to holler at them directly. 678-826-7504. Labarron Edwards gonna make sure that the information that you learn about becoming financially independent and getting this financial literacy is going to hit home, because he makes it very, very personable for you in order for you to be able to understand. And you can ask any and all of your questions. Give him a call, shoot him a text message, reach out to him on what's your social medias?
Khalil Speaks LKE on Facebook. Well, Labarron Edwards on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Khalil Speaks LKE. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn, Khalil Speaks LKE. I'm also a public speaker, so that's my public speaker name, Khalil Speaks LKE.
Okay.
Nice.
Fantastic, man.
Is that KALIL?
KHALIL Speaks LKE.
Gotcha.
Fantastic, man. This was a great session, brother. This was a great session, man. I greatly appreciate your time. And with the exclusive Serious Not Serious podcast, brother, this is what we all about. We all about making sure that when we bringing people onto the podcast, that they get valuable information, but they passionate about the information, passionate about showing people and telling people, what they went through in order to get to where they where they are, and showing that just the average everyday person that's out there working a job. We know y'all got dreams out there. We know that y'all want to do more with y'all life. We know that y'all want to get aspirations and everything that you want to chase after, but don't allow the people that's in your life and around your life to discourage you and tell you that you can't do something. Like, as soon as you do that, you letting them shoot you in the foot, or you shooting yourself in the foot by believing what they saying. So you just got to keep pushing, man. Don't allow that inner conversation to discourage you either, because that inner conversation to tear you up as well. So you looking at people that's on this podcast, Don Sirius, Sweets, my guy Labarron, dangerous when it comes to chasing after your dreams and everything. Like, it ain't nobody in this world, on this planet, that could say something to this man that'll discourage him from doing what he know that he need to do for his family. Because when you put your family first and you serious about it, and you know that check ain't gonna cut it, then you're gonna have to do something else. And that's not saying just quit your job or anything. Don't just quit your job. Utilize that as a stepping stone. Make sure that you're able to take care of your everyday average bills with the job that you have. But so when you get off work at your job, you need to be going to work for yourself. You need to be doing something and putting something in place in order to make sure that you leave a legacy for your family. And when you reach out to people that actually got the knowledge and passionate about helping and teaching you, then take advantage of that. You know, I got this man's information on here. Let me put it up here one more time. You need to holler at Labarron Edwards, and he'll sit there and have a consultation with you. He's not gonna charge you. He's not gonna charge you for the
Totally free.
consultation. It's a free consultation for you to hear this information. And we've been on here almost 2 hours. And he's giving this information just with us asking questions and everything. But if you actually reaching out to him and speaking with him, he's going to be able to put together a plan for you to be able to make it happen for yourself.
Absolutely.
What's going on in your life, what you're doing in your life, where you are in life, and where you're trying to get to. He will help you strategically put a plan together, and he'll walk those steps with you. And that's how dedicated this man is. So I was grateful to have him on this podcast. We all are grateful to have him on this podcast.
Yes, thank
My
you
pleasure.
so much.
And
I'm
blessing us
definitely
with your knowledge and
making it.
everything, brother, for real.
It's my pleasure, man. I'm glad to have the invite. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I know I'm a little crazy. I'm a little passionate, but
That's what we
you
like.
know, hopefully folks feeling it.
Yeah.
The exclusive Serious Not Serious podcast.